Right, first problem of the day is I'm dressed like this. So that's never a good sign. Second problem, that's full of water. So I've got to get that, well, it only goes down so far that I've got to get that pumped out, which is rubbish, but what does a man do? Anyway, look at the core hole they've given me, that's fabulous. Now then, third problem of the day, those 630mm single cables, 8 of going into there, and then I've got a 300mm earth that needs to go in there as well, so that I need to sort all this out here, lift the cables over, lay them over into this area, then I can get the glam plate drilled. But first of all, I need the panel to go back. Although it's not a lot, I do need it to go back a little bit more, just to allow me to get in there, because otherwise I've got to get in here and I've got to crawl through, which I don't fancy doing every time I need to put a cable away, so that's a pain. But I've got a jack that I'm going to wedge in there, wedge against the panel, and hopefully push it back. Right then, what we're having to do now, look at all that nose breath. The beauty of a beard in the winter time. Right, the people who did the concreting was obviously Stevie Wonder Civil Engineering, because the concrete lip around here is I think it's about 20mm higher at that end than it is at this end. So I've got, I'll show you. So if we look, see how the panel is sitting on the concrete lip, right? And if we go to this end, oh dear. See if we can get down. Hold on. Oh dear. Can you see it? Can you see it? Just past that stone is the concrete lip that they've brought along on the shuttering, and this bit here is lower than that bit, and I can't get the panel back because it's hitting it. What I'm going to have to do is crawl into the pit at this end along, and now I've got some pieces of wood cut. So that one's about 950, that one's 600. So I'm going to put that down over onto the floor of the trench, which incidentally they couldn't be bothered to cut a sump into or set a sump into, so it's just a flat trench. So when it rains, the water just gathers. That puddle pump leaves 2 inches of water in the bottom because that's the way it works. I don't know. So yeah, not a very good civil engineering company who did this. There's nails sticking out everywhere where they've pulled the shuttering off and just left the nails like just stuck out to the side of the wall, so they stick into your body. That's nice. Anyway, that goes to the floor straight down. The actual jack sits on top of that, and then that goes across the top of the jack onto the plinth at the bottom of the panel. Now I'm going to have to jack it up and then push it that way. Now what's going to happen then is that it's going to hit the piece of wood, so I've got to really put it like, I don't know what that meant. Is that sign language for precision? Precision. I really need to put it precisely. So yeah, I need to put it precisely on that piece of wood so I can get it back and then let it rest on the concrete and then push it back. Even just using the jack again, which I've been doing on the edge of the plinth to push. Anyway, I'll see if I can record it. Hopefully it doesn't end in disaster. Oh dear, this is pure jokes, this. this bit. Oh, you sausage! Ah! What's the difference? Wait on it. Oh, I can't even do that. Wait on a second, wait, let me have a look at this, see if I can do it this way. Let's have a look this way. Now then. Right. How can I do this? Right, so what we end up with is this. Them out the way. Right. You can see there's a red line there. Now that marks the centre of the copper plate above. So what I need is to place those somewhere like that. Obviously, we'll do some measuring. So we're left with something that looks a little bit like that. The red line you can see there runs through the middle, which is the center of this plate, or those plates. So if I put my cables in either side, they'll be able to come up, slightly lean backwards or forwards, or whichever way you want. So that's how I set it out. Pretty quick, pretty easy to do. I just need to make the spots in the center, but I also need one there, or maybe a little bit further back, because I've got an earth connection to make. Oh, there, look, at the back. So I can get the first 4 in, and then I can make that earth connection up onto that, bosh. In fact, I might make it directly below, so it's about here. I'll measure that, and I can make it in that area there, and it'll go straight up and onto that. So I'll do that. But that cable hasn't been installed yet. This is all I've got. So depending on how I get on, I might even see if I can install that cable myself. Right, here we go. Time to drill some holes. Right, the objectivity is that cable into that hole over there. So here we go. Two in, 6 more to go, plus the earth. Oh dear. I'm looking forward to it. So once I've set the cable inside, I come outside and I'm going to pull it into here, into this one, up, and then that gets it the same as the one on the inside, which is that one. Well, I've just popped into a local Tesco to sort of wire a light and a socket temporarily, wire the leisure battery up in the van, because I was tired of transferring the phone charger from the front to the back, and tired of having no light trying to work off basically the battery on the phone, the light on the phone. So I've done that now, transferred it over. I'll show you when I pull up. It's not the greatest, but the Tesco, I'll show you. Look, it's got loads of light, so this is the reason I pulled in. There we go. Look, it's under, sort of, the store is over the top, and underneath you've got all this lit up area. So when I opened the back door, I was able to utilize the fittings to light the back up so I could see what I was actually doing. Today was marginally successful. I got the 4 difficult cables in, 4 630 singles. Got 4 of those in. There's 4 to go in tomorrow, but they should be relatively quick. I've got an earth, the 40mm earth, the 300mm earths to go in. That's to go up, connect, and then I've got to deal with the 4-core 300s, which I'm not looking forward to, but I think I've devised a plan, so watch this space. I shall see you in the morning, because I'm going to go and have a beer now, because I think I've deserved it. I've been in the cold all day, stood in 2 inches of water, and effectively I've been outside all over an enclosure over the top of me. There's no heating or anything in it, so I'm going to go for a well-earned pint. See you in the morning. So there we go. That's what I was left with, or that's what I created. The battery's down there. I'll get a bit of light on it. This is all, look, just a mess. but never mind. Obviously this is temporary, this is going to get sorted out, get some trunk and then whatever else. I want to build a shelf over the top of the battery, which has got clothes on top of it. It's got a jumper over it so nothing touches the 2 terminals. I've still got the wood shavings from when I cut the hole out of the piece of board. I'll get that hoovered up in the morning. So I've still got that piece of insulation to fit and wood to put in, but I didn't have time to do it. So obviously the bed, I got a light wired up, which is on that switch, the blue one there. So there we go, that's off and back on again. Charging port wired, and it's a bit bare at the minute. It's a bit unsavoury, but again, it's saving me 55-60 quid a night, so it'll do me. Anyway, I'm going to bed now in that. So I shall see you in the morning for more fun and games on the building site. Trying to stay warm. So here's a view from me in bed, and what I did think, which would be a good idea, is I could have the light on, and when I'm laid in bed I can just go oh shit, I've turned something else on. No, there we go. Turn the light off and beddy buys. Anyway, night night. Oh, it's ain't clean. I think it's probably condensation, to be honest. Didn't make much difference. Didn't make me any better looking anyway, did it? Anyway, I've been out in the cable gang this morning. We got the last 4-core 300 in. It's waiting out there, outside for me. Can't wait for that. I'm just going to show you another good thing that the most versatile tool I have in my box is good for. So wait till I set this up. So there, 630mm single. I've already measured down to cut the PVC off. Now, obviously, I could do it with a knife, like that. But I've got to get round here, and there's no guarantee that it'll be straight. So, exhaust cutter on. Onto the line, give it a squeeze. You don't have to worry about it going all the way through because the blades aren't long enough, so it won't even score the copper, which is a good thing. So there we go. And this stuff's pretty thick, so I use the armour and spreading tool. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's just I'm sure it's something to do with cars, getting panels off in cars. So there we go. See, it hasn't gone all the way through. There we go. That's that stripped off. So them bad fellas, absolutely superb. Yeah, for those that are asking, see if this will focus. There we go. There, look, see? YC on the actual chain cutter. If you can find a company, it doesn't matter about the handles really, but if you can find that one, YC, that is the kiddie. They're the best ones, they don't fall to bits like those Sealy ones. So here we are, finished work, come for a shower. I certainly don't need to do a workout tonight after messing about with those bloody things. The cold is playing havoc with the camera, the battery, it's just rinsing it. So I'm not getting a lot of filming done. Plus I'm up against it anyway, but like I think I did a little bit today, looked at the phone and it was like 30%, 31%. And then I had it in my pocket, looked down again, and it was 20 or 9 or 18. An alarm came on to warn me. So, and obviously using the camera uses the battery fast. So anyway, that's why I haven't been getting a lot done. But I've come for a shower. I've got the heater on in the van, so I'm warming my pooley bones up, and I hopefully have a nice warm shower, although they were quite cold last week, so I hope they're not this week. Well, I've had my shower and I'm just off to the top of Ben Nevis to warm up. Jesus wept. They must, I don't know, they must be using ice to try and heat the pipes, because that was Baltic. It just wouldn't get warm, but I needed a shower, so what do? You have to Wim Hof it. It was chilly, it was very chilly. But I'm done, I'm dieseled up. I put some more AdBlue in. I've got some snacks for the way home. And hopefully leave about 3 o'clock or something tomorrow afternoon. I've got 3 4-car 300s to do tomorrow. I'm going to see, obviously, how many I can get done. If I get them glanded, brilliant. If I get them glanded, I'm happy. If I get them glanded and anything put away, actually terminated, is a bonus. But I shall see you in the morning. I don't know what the weather's going to be. It is 3 degrees at the moment, so that technically is, well, it's shorts and t-shirt weather up here in Scotland. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. Night night. This is where it gets heavy. That's why you need to practice your deadlift. You cow! Bollocks! Heavy that. Second to 10. Woo! Yeah, boy.
What have you got stumps on here?
Last one.
Just get rid of them eggs.
No, you know what I'll do. I'll send it to the kids in Palestine. Right, Glandon time. 75 SBW. Oh God, not what you want. So got the big guns out today. Not often I use that. That handle was about that long, so I had to cut it down because it was just too big. So, first and foremost, exhaust cover. I've got it propped up on this, and I'm a little bit wary that it's going to fall over, but we'll see in a minute. Too big. Oh, look at that. The only joint I need and it's bloody froze up. Splendid. That one there. Shouldn't be allowed to make this cable. I shouldn't be allowed to make it. Anything above 4-core 240 should be done in singles. I forgot my mallet, idiot. Right, I had to stop the camera there because that was really difficult to put on. I don't know why. It was just an absolute pain. It was really difficult to start. It took me 6, 7, 8 goes to actually get it to turn. And I was starting to lose my temper and I was swearing, so but it was too much to edit. So I had to just stop the camera and I had to delete the bit. I hope they're not all like that, because that was awful. I'll be here all bloody day if they are. Right then, I don't know why. I swallowed a fly. I don't know why it's not. I can't get the back nut onto the cone, onto them threads, right? Don't know. I haven't got a clue. CMP glands, you know, I love CMP glands. I think they're brilliant. It's just not happening. It's just causing me heartache. So what I'm going to have to do, take that off, bring this forward of the armouring, start the threads, and then push it on and work the actual armouring back in to the little gap which is left round the back. I don't know whether I'll be able to show you it because it is quite fiddly, but I'll try. Right, this probably isn't the best view, but you'll see what I mean. So take that off. Normally you would never do this. Right, that's off. I don't know, half a turn. And then what I'm going to try and do is fit can you see the gap? So you're left with that gap there, look. Right? I'm going to try and fit the armouring into that gap, and then I'm going to knock it on. And you've sort of got to do it all the way around like this. Which is a colossal... Oh! No, it isn't. It seems that it isn't a colossal pain in the arse. Let's have a look. Try and do it without falling over, of course. That's not too bad. Maybe a little tap from the bottom again. There we go. Right, let's try and tighten that now. Oh, phone's gone. Nearly. Oh, the thing's down there. I'm looking up here. Things down there. Isn't it funny how things happen for like a reason? Or I was just drilling a hole, right? Starting to drill these 75mm holes for the cables to go into, right? For the glands to go into. So I set all the banjos out as you do, marked them, started drilling. Then the arbor bit out of the drill was loose, it fell out, right? After I drilled the first hole. As I was bringing it back, like that, it fell out. And that's a ditch full of water. Trench, sorry. Full of water, so I had to go down. So I climbs down, goes in, picks it out of the water and looked up. And as I looked up, I thought, I hadn't anticipated for the lip inside. So there's a lip here, right? So it runs along there. And I hadn't realised I was going from the edge of the, giving it a little bit, but not as much as. And when I looked up, I thought that gland might be a little bit tight in there, so I've drilled it another 20mm. There's the original mark, look. I've drilled it 20mm further that way on each one. How things like that can, although it was a mistake that fell into the water, when I've gone down, I've gone, that might cost me, and move it. So there you go, see? What's it called? Serendipity, is it? Possibly. Going to say huge shout out to Starrett. That 75mm hole cutter has just eaten through that aluminium, and that aluminium is 6mm. Is it 6? Possibly 5mm, 5 or 6mm thick. Like it wasn't even there. Absolutely outstanding. Flew through it. I wouldn't like to think how much they cost though. And also the WD-40, because let's face it, without the cutting oil, you're not cutting oils. See what I did there? If I was from Yorkshire, it'd have been funnier, but never mind. Got to work with what you've got. Got one in. My Christ, that was hard. That was difficult. I've had to put, and I'll show you when I go down, there's an anchor in the wall with the chain block tied on it, so that was pulling it that way. I used the unit strut at the back to pull it that way, and then another unit, this unit strut here, I had a one wrapped round, and that was sort of pulling it up over it incrementally to get it into there. Good grief. And then that one I just tied on, just so I could get the lock nut on, so it just kept dropping back, so I just put it on, wrapped it round, got the lock nut started. There's no tension on that now. And I'll show you what I'm working in. That's the camera at my head height now, and under we go. So there's 2 inches of water. Let's have a bit of light on the subject. 2 inches of water in there, I reckon. There's the cable. Look, my glands come off. My shrouds come off, sorry. So there's the anchor on the wall, which was helping me pull the cable up and in. I've got to get that up next to that one. There's obviously three holes drilled. So yeah, this is going to be hilarious. Things you do for a bit of money, yeah? Look at me. 44-year-old. 44-year-old climbing about like a youth in water. I'll be stiff all weekend. Not like that either. Like, won't be able to move.